Welcome back to the eSIMstudios YouTube channel. I have a very special case review for you today. This is the Ringke Ales. I believe it's pronounced Ales. I could be wrong, but it's spelled A-L-L-E-S for your S26 Ultra. I'm going to put a link for this down below in the description box. So simply click the title of this video. It'll expand a mini box down below, but simply touch that mini box and it'll expand the description box where you can find the link to this on Amazon. Now, this is a very interesting case. I've been using it for the last few days and I feel like I have a really good view and or opinion on this case, and you're certainly not going to want to miss this one. This is a really cool case. It's got tons of protection. It's shock proof. It's got a 360-degree rotating kickstand. It's got very powerful N52 magnets inside the case. You're not going to be falling off your wireless charger. We're going to test that. We're going to test wireless charging. And the super cool thing about this case is that Ringke claims that it will not mess up your S Pen writing on the display when MagSafe is charged. So you know some cases when you're doing your little scribbles, taking your notes with an S Pen that's connected to a wireless charger or a MagSafe accessory, you know how it'll mess up, it'll pause the writing on the screen due to the magnets? Well, they're claiming this case does not affect the S Pen. So we're going to test that. As I mentioned, wireless charging, we're going to test the Ringke dual magnet silicone ring accessory. We're going to test everything. And that's what eSIMstudios is here for. You can count on us to do the most detailed case reviews on YouTube. We absolutely love accessories, love cases. And thank you to Ringke. They sent this to us free in return for a case review. So this is what you get on Amazon here. You get the case. It's pretty basic. Just gives you the case, and that's about it. Look, that's all you need, right? Just give me the case. I don't need anything else. Now, they provided this in the review, but you can purchase that as well. I'm going to provide a link for this one as well down below. It's a very cool accessory. And then we're going to test the wireless charging, again, the S Pen, and we're going to throw it on here on the S26 Ultra here in just a second. Let me move this to the side so it doesn't autofocus on the wrong thing. And let's check this phenomenal case out. So what a striking looking case. I mean, how often do you see those individual cutouts that precise? I mean, pretty freaking rare, but just a very well constructed case. So technically this is a dual layer case. What does dual layer mean? Dual layer means you get, well, 2 layers, duh. But you get the softer inside, right? So it is a little soft on the inside, which is good. And then you get the outside layer. As you can see, it's attached to the inside layer with these little tabs. And I guess technically you can take it apart, but why would you want to do that? But just to prove to you, it is a dual layer. It is such. The inside material is made of TPU. The outside layer is made of PC, polycarbonate. So you get the softer inside, the harder outside shell. That equals maximum protection for your device. Not to mention, and we're going to stick it in here in just a second. Let me zoom in and show you. Look at all that. It has a nice big raised area camera cutout there. So not only does it have the side protection inside, it almost protects every single sensor, but you also get the raised lip here. And we'll throw it in here in just a second, but let's check out the case here. So this case, y'all know I don't like big and bulky cases. I hate adding weight to my phone. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, this one's not bad at all. Now, is it bigger than, let's say, what the Ringke Onyx case? Yes, it is bigger than, a tiny bit thicker than the Ringke Onyx case, but just the simple fact that they do add dual layer, it's not like they're doubling up on the materials here to make it super duper thick. One good thing about Ringke, and we'll explore it on this case, is detail. So they take in every user's experience in play, in factor, when constructing a case, and they're not just gonna double it up with 2 layers of this. No, they kind of mold it into one kind of composite, into one case. So it's not the traditional dual layer. And look here, perfect example. When you zoom in right here, they molded these 2 layers into one. You see that? It's technically 2, but they molded into just one case. And it's just coming apart because I took it apart, but it snaps right into place, and I don't think it'll come out over time. Ringke is known for making phenomenal products. So let's see here. You got the MagSafe ring right here. Again, it uses N52 magnets. Those are, if you know anything about magnets, those are like one of the, obviously not the strongest, but we're not working in the construction field here. N52 magnets in a phone accessory is insane. That's all you need for a strong fit. We're going to test all that. So it does have air pockets in all 4 corners, one big one in each of the 4 corners. They even have they have big ones in 3 corners, a small one in the S Pen corner. Not sure you can see there. Yeah, you might be able to check that out. But just look at the way they constructed this. I mean, it's almost, this thing's a work of art. I mean, look at the details. Look at the construction, the fine print, the engraving. They even have, let's check out this little corner. I'm going to zoom in triple 3x to check this corner out, because as you can see here, they have a little strip, right? A little cutout, a little divot in all 4 corners. Now, that little divot right there, that little indent, adds for drop protection. You know, it just adds extra refinement, extra detail. Let's zoom out a tiny bit, and let's look at these cutouts, and we'll throw the case on there and check it out. S Pen cutout, and it's engraved too. So you have a little fingerprint cutout where it perfectly fits your finger. You're not going to see little details like that on a lot of cases. A lot of cases will just have a cylinder cut out for the S Pen to be removed. Ringke takes it one step further. They not only obviously have the cutout here, but they mold it to like what a fingerprint would be. You see that? You see how it's kind of cut out at an incline? It fits your finger perfect. We'll take the S Pen out. Speaker. You got the power. This is where you can use the lanyard hole, because right here is where the SIM tray ejector is. Well, you're obviously not going to take the SIM tray out when a case is on it, but that's for your lanyard. And then you have the microphones up top. And then look at this real quick before we put it on. Fine detail. I noted on the last Ringke Onyx case that I did how Ringke does this. Not many other cases do this, and that's again why I love Ringke. They individualize each button, so when you're not looking at your phone, you know exactly what button you're pushing, depending on if you go look. Not all buttons are the same, right? If you're using a Ringke case on a Pixel, your power button's going to be up top, but if you're using this Ringke case on a Samsung, your power button's going to be at the bottom. So if you go between a Pixel and Samsung, you could be pushing the wrong button. I'm pushing the wrong buttons all the time. But when you have a Ringke case on, I know exactly which button is what, right? So on the Onyx case, you got a ribbed power, a flush volume down, and the volume up has one little dot on there. You see that? On this case, you have a ribbed power button right here. You got a volume down arrow and a volume up arrow, and they're easy to push. As you can tell, they've been slight cutouts here on each one, and just makes easy identification of which ones that you're pushing. And then this right here, you can rotate this thing. You can rotate it 360 degrees, no matter which way you want it, and it's absolute perfect. So let's go ahead and slap this sucker on, and it goes on really nice. It's a really good fit. Now, always put the right side in first where the buttons are, and then just simply slap it in just like that. Let's take a look at that camera protection. How cool is that? I mean, that's really, really nice. That's freaking awesome. I love the way that looks. Individual camera protection. Let's get a close up so it's not sitting flush. It's actually each sensor is sitting underneath where this cutout is at, right? Very nice looking. Check out these cutouts. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let's test this S Pen. Look how easy that is. You don't even have to use your fingernail, right? You can if you want, but fingertip works perfect. Each and every finger. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's check this out. So 360 degrees, which is nice because if you're somebody like me, you're making a video or you're sending a welcome home video to your mom or whatever, you can shoot it in landscape mode in different angles. Again, a lot of other cases give you very minimal selection when it comes to angles, and if you can do it in a landscape mode and or portrait mode, this does everything. So you can shoot it in landscape mode this way. You can also shoot it landscape mode this way. You can shoot it in portrait mode at a low angle. You can shoot it in portrait mode in a high angle. Sorry, there's so many options. I got confused with which way to twist it. So you can literally shoot almost at a 90-degree angle. I think it goes up to probably about 80, 75, 80 degrees, something like that. Really nice for making videos, watching content. You're on your lunch break at work. You want to watch some Netflix. Boom. You can go some TikTok. You can do portrait mode. You can do landscape mode, whichever suits your needs. Let's test the wireless charger and test the S Pen, shall we? Let's put it to the test. Now, this has really, really strong magnets. Oh, yeah. It's not going anywhere. You can see here, it is wirelessly charging, and that's not going anywhere. Cool thing, too, is it looks like you can, it's such a strong magnet, it moves. Can you hear it? It moves with the rotating kickstand, so that's a strong magnet there. Now, let's do this. Let's rotate it this way, and let's take the S Pen out and see if it will mess up, if it'll skip anywhere on the display. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to start drawing on the screen. It should, if it will skip, it will be around right where the wireless charger is. Oh, wow. So it appears Ringke fixed the problem. As you can see, it is not skipping whatsoever. Oh, wow. So it appears Ringke is the case you're going to want if you use your S Pen a lot. It's not going to interfere with your S Pen at all if you're using a Ringke case and a wireless charger, because on all the other ones, if you draw, it's weird. It's like a little no-go, a little no-zone area, like a little ring wherever the backside of your wireless charger is. It will, if you go over with your S Pen, it won't add that line to your screen wherever that cutout is from the back, and it has to do with the magnets. And again, that's why Samsung did not add magnets inside the phone, because it messes with the S Pen writing on your display. And I've seen other cases when you connect them to a wireless charger, it messes with the writing on your S Pen on your screen. So Ringke's got it down. It appears whatever they've done to it, they've fixed that issue. So this is a definite go. If you use your S Pen a lot and you use a case, Ringke is the case company to get. So let me put this back in and let's look at the screen clearance. So it appears we have a decent amount of clearance here on the screen. Now, I do not have a glass screen protector on this display, but if you do, it looks like you will still be able to clear your distance, meaning like the typical glass screen protector is 0.33 millimeters thick. It looks like if you put a glass screen protector on here, or if you have one already on your device and you throw this case on it, I think you're still going to have some lip come up and over that glass screen protector. That looks a little bit bigger than 0.33 millimeters, which is good because if you do have a glass screen protector, or if you don't like myself, you can lay it face down and you're not going to have to worry about scratching that glass, the display, if you move it around while it's laying face down. I put my phone face down all the time, so that's always an area of emphasis that I'm always checking on, because the last thing you want to do, put your phone face down, scratch up the display. So this case looks to be almost perfect. There's really not anything I don't like about it. It solves a lot of issues. Well, it solves a couple of the issues that have come up with this phone, especially with that S Pen. S Pen writing on the display is actually great. Now, last thing we need to check, is it clicky? Let me put this up to the microphone. Hang on. Here's the power button. Let me do the volume down. And let me do the volume up. So it's a little clicky if you like it's got a subtle click if that's what you like. But it also has grips. I forgot to mention it does have grips down here on the side. Pretty grippy right here. See that? Right where your palm goes. And then right here as well on the other side. Grips. And then look at this. It even gets more grippy when you turn it around right here. So it's a soft grip here and then more of a rough grip right here. But I didn't even notice that till right now, because it's actually, you don't feel that. It's actually comfortable. Let's see, is it on this side as well? Yeah, it sure is. So subtle grip, more extreme grip, which is nice. It's not slippery by any means, although this is a smooth feel PC polycarbonate. And then when you get around to this grip side, that's where the TPU is. That's where that TPU material comes in. It's actually really grippy now that I think about it. And that grip goes all the way around the phone. Look at this. So the more intense grip is just this little strip right here and the little strip right here. But the subtle grip that I mentioned at this point, look at this. It goes all the way around. All the way around the case. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, I think they knocked it out of the park with this one. If you want a protective case, you could do like I do, where you want something minimal inside the house, inside the office, inside the gym. Well, you can go with the Ringke Onyx. I guess I already did a review of this. I'm going to link the review of this case down below in the description box, and a link to purchase this. And obviously I'm going to link this down below as well. But what I do is I use a thin Ringke Onyx case when I'm inside the house, inside the studio, inside the office, or in the gym. And then I'll use a more protective like this AILS case when going outside, when running errands around the town, when I'm going to be parking the car, walking across concrete, going to the park, going to SeaWorld, taking the kids to SeaWorld, anything like that. You're going to want a protective case to just give you that extra protection, that extra insurance, that extra peace of mind that if you drop your phone, it's not going to break if you have this case on it. Just really two phenomenal options. And I almost forgot, let's bust this out because I did tease it at the beginning. It's their little dual magnetic silicone ring. It's nice they give you little stickers here, throw on your laptop, what have you. Let's see. They have this in different colors. They have this in warm gray, which is this. They have this in gray. They have it in teal. They have it in white, and they have it in black. The black one would look freaking awesome with this case. But just to give an example, look, it already has a ring in there. I get it. But since all the Ringke cases have MagSafe in them, you know, just slap it on there. And this, I mentioned this on this case review. The magnets in here are, I'm telling you, this is on another level. I think Ringke took their magnetic game to a whole nother level, because these things slap on there and are hard to get off. You really got to put some muscle in it to get these things off. But It's just an extra little, this is a soft, right? This is a soft silicone feeling, and this is a metal feel, and it almost has to be, right? It has a metal hinge. If you're gonna make a product that you don't want to break, well, you're gonna wanna add some metal in there, because over time, if you put plastic in that hinge, it's gonna break, but Ringke doesn't. This is a metal ring, and the hinge is metal. So it's not going anywhere over time, but it is metal. If you want something subtle, something smooth, something soft, slightly squishy, you're going to want to get this. And this goes on the back of the phone, just like this. And then you can simply use this as support for using the phone. Makes it easy, makes it nice, makes it so you're not going to drop it, and you can just walk around like this. It's not going anywhere, right? It is not going anywhere. So I'll link everything down below. If you got any questions, give me a holler in the comments. I check them every day. Thank you to Ringke for providing this. See how strong the magnet is? I can't even get the thing off. Appreciate the time, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.